With every week that passes, I've been taking serious cuts at my backlog and discovering new experiences, some good, some bad, and today I want to take a look at a game I recently beat for the first time. That game is Metro 2033 Redux, a game we can all learn something from as it reflects really well what this world is going to be like when Putin turns us into ashes. You might not know this, but I am a fucking pussy, so it was a big step for me to play a game that is as scary as Metro, which isn't even a real horror game, but has some really anxiety-inducing environments and moments. Well, I have to say, I really loved Metro. It has been some time since an FPS really caught my attention, and I have to say that playing Metro really made me feel like a true comrade of the Metro. Artyom is now my favorite silent protagonist next to Red from Pokemon and Shell from Portal. He goes from being a homeboy from Exhibition Station at the beginning of the game and slowly becoming a ranger, following in his friend Hunter's footsteps and finding a huge military complex in Russia's underground. You can really feel Artyom stepping up as a character throughout the game with the things he does, since with every chapter he faces tougher challenges and overcomes them. Where in the beginning of the game Artyom is struggling to get from one station to another, at the end of the game, Artyom is alongside some of the most professional killers in the Metro and taking over a huge underground military facility with them. Now, since the game is now over 10 years old, you might think that it would be dated, but I have to say I was quite surprised on how good the Redux version aged. The game feels good to play, it isn't clunky, the voice acting is on point, and graphically it looks really good compared to other games of its time. Being an FPS, you already know that the guns are an important part of the game. When it comes to Metro, you have to give it immediate points just for the fact it has the holy grail of video game weapons, AK-47. Speaking of guns, I have to say I have two gripes with 2033. The fact that the game doesn't have a sniper and the fact that the shotguns feel kind of weak compared to other weapons. Luckily, these two problems are fixed in the later entries that give the player much more weapon options to choose from. My favorite weapon has to be the revolver. Goddamn, this bad boy packed the punch. Fully upgraded, the revolver filled the sniper spot in this game. I had a ton of fun using the revolver in the human encounters, and just bopping heads back to back truly made me feel like a badass when I snuck around headshotting the Nazis and the communists. Speaking of Nazis and communists, as a social critique, Metro really points out what we humans tend to do. Even in the worst conditions possible, in this case nuclear fucking winter, we can't seem to stop killing each other for the stupidest of reasons, political or ethical, even if there are monsters the size of a truck running around. I felt like the story was really well paced, the game didn't overextend its welcome, and I was really pleased with all the environments it showed me throughout its stay. From the different stations to the destroyed surface of Moscow, everything felt very unique and well crafted, and it was pleasing to take a look at. The characters really helped as well. I really loved Bourbon in specific, and his amazing quotes, which really gave Artyom the moral boost he needed for his journey.
Some people call these demons, I call them bitches.
I think we also have to talk a bit about difficulty. Metro 2033 has some survival horror elements, like the fact that you have to manage your ammo so you don't run out of it. Gladly, the game offers you two modes that you can choose depending on what your playstyle is. If you want to run around shooting like a mad lad, you can pick Spartan, which is a more forgiving game mode that lets you go ham when it comes to spending resources. If you want to play it like it's supposed to be played, you have the survival mode, which makes it so you really have to pay attention to how you're spending each bullet. You already know that I played in Spartan mode because I ain't about that survival horror trash. I just want to spray and pray my way through the Russian wastelands, and I much rather feel like Rambo when playing a game than a homeless Metro beggar.
Hey, guns, dope, girls, fake papers.
You make me un poco loco.
4A Games really hit the spot with Metro 2033, and have been doing so up until the release of Metro Exodus in 2019. They really cemented themselves in a post-apocalyptic genre with what in my opinion is a landmark in gaming and one of my new favorite games. It's one of the only FPSs that manages to keep a good balance of story and gameplay without one overlapping the other. I really never felt that they were putting in a lot of gameplay just to space out the story, and that's really good in my opinion. If you have the time and money, please give Metro 2033 a try. You really have nothing to lose, and if anything, you might find your new favorite trilogy. I can certainly say I did, because I love this game to death and I'm going to defend it and recommend it to everyone I can now. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video. I have more ideas, more videos to come, so if you liked it, like it. If you want to see more, subscribe. And other than that, This has been the Retro Den, and I'm out.